Hi guys, I'm Lewis and this is part 4 in my 5-part series of my 5 favourite walks with a starting point of Grasmere village. Okay, so before we go anywhere and start talking about walks, you'll notice that I have braved the shave. My hair was just getting way too long and I was getting sick of it. It was doing my head in, so I just shaved it off. So yeah, that's why I've got no hair. Anyway, so walk number 4 of my 5 favourite walks is Easedale Tarn. Easedale Tarn is about 243 metres high and the tarn itself is about 21 metres deep. Apparently the tarn was created about 11,000 years ago during the Ice Age when the ice melted and it created the tarn. Who would have known? So the walk up Easedale Tarn is quite steady. There is some places where it's a little bit steep, but there's also a lot of places where the incline is not as steep and you could probably have a rest if it was a little bit too steep for you, but it's really not that challenging. So it's good for families and anybody to go up really. Mum, how's that walk for old people?
Don't know, ask someone old.
One thing I would just say is if it's wet, it's been raining, or if it's cold and icy, I would be really careful because it can get quite slippy. So on the way up to Easedale Tarn, you walk past Sour Milk Gill. Now Sour Milk Gill is obviously a gill that runs down the side of the fell and it creates waterfalls on its way down. The waterfalls are really, really nice and they're probably one of my favourite parts of this walk. There's one waterfall in particular that falls into like a pool of water and that's a perfect place for you to go for have a little cool down if it's a hot summer's day or if you just want to take a rest there. It's a really good resting point as well. About 10 minutes after that, when you carry on walking, you get to the tarn. Well, we finally made it to the top of Easedale Tarn and it's absolutely freezing. The tarn itself is actually really, really big, which I was surprised when I first did it because most tarns that I've walked up to haven't been that big, but this one is actually really big and it's really deep as well. So again, it's a good place for animals to go swimming or even humans to go swimming if you want to have a little dip yourself. It is quite windy up there, but that kind of makes it a good place for a picnic in the summer. The wind keeps the bugs away. You can actually walk around the tarn as well. I would just say be careful if you're walking around the tarn because eventually the path runs out and it does get a little bit sludgy and boggy sometimes if it's been raining. So just be careful if you're walking around and make sure that you're watching your footing. During the Victorian times, this tarn was also really popular as well. So there used to be like a little refreshment hut up there in the Victorian times, which obviously people would buy like drinks and food from when they got to the top. That doesn't exist anymore. There's like a few bricks remaining of it, but it's cool to think that it was also really popular however many years ago, like 150 years ago in the Victorian times, as well as it is now. I suggest trying to go up there at as quiet as time as possible when there's going to be least people. It's a really, really tranquil atmosphere up there. So if you can get a time when there's not as many people up there, it'll feel more special, especially like if you're up there with a picnic and your family and your dog. It's just so nice if there's not that many people around there. So maybe go at a different time of year or go earlier in the morning or go for sunset. If you like going up fells in sunset, obviously just make sure you've got your torch and stuff for the way down. But yeah, try and find a time when there's not that many people up there. And when you're coming down from Easedale Tarn, you can either come down the same way or just go down. If you go round the tarn, you just follow the path naturally down back to the village. It is a fairly easy walk, but it's also a really, really, really pretty walk, especially when you get to the top. So that is why Easedale Tarn is in my top 5 of my 5 favourite walks with a starting point of Grasmere village. As I always say, if you're watching this on YouTube or Instagram, please like, please comment, please share. I do always appreciate it and I love seeing everybody's comments and things. So yeah, that is Easedale Tarn and that is the end. And I'll see you for the final part of my 5-part series very, very soon. Thank you very much for watching and I'll see you all soon. Bye.